May I remind you that trading is risky and not suitable for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Welcome to Quant-in-a-Box Daily. Today is Wednesday, December 28th. I hope you had a lovely Christmas and a nice break and are excited about the setups we're busy preparing for as we head into the new year. What is Quant-in-a-Box Daily? Well, Quant-in-a-Box Daily is brought to you by Quant-in-a-Box.co, your global macroeconomic Quant-in-a-Box. It's a beautiful online tool that gives you access to all the fundamental tools you need with a fundamental bias for all the currency pairs, commodities, indices, and bonds that you could possibly want to look at. Provides you with a beautiful dashboard where you can look at absolutely everything you possibly want, from news to sentiment to fundamentals to a score summary, seasonality, even some technicals, and lets you have access to the type of fundamental data that a quant would use in their fundamental analysis. Marry this with some technical analysis, and you could find yourself having a nice edge in your trading. Because the thing is, if you haven't got a bias, then what are you doing in the market? So if you want to find out more about Quant-in-a-Box, go to quant-in-a-box.co. Weekly trial is only $7.90, and see if it's for you. Personally, I don't think I'll ever trade without it again. So what we do is we take a look at the currency pairs in the market. We discuss setups, plans we're looking at for now, plans we're looking at for later. And we then start to pay attention to technical things that we'd like to see take place for these setups to happen. Okay. So what we're going to do today is, instead of going through Quant-in-a-Box currency by currency, what I'd like to discuss is what we're looking at in terms of the end of December. Typically, going into January, we should start seeing some dollar strength. And if I'm looking at the dollar pairs right now, Aussie dollar USD, we'll take a look at the rest in a moment. We've got price currently going up. If you look at position-wise on the Aussie dollar USD, you can see we're currently coming up to pivot points next month. As we go into January, we will be in position for sells. Are those setups going to take place, and will we have an opportunity to actually enter dollar long trades? Starting with the dollar USD, we can see here, if we look at yesterday's trades, currently sitting at this resistance over here, price still moving up. Okay. Looking at our H4 time frame, still sitting inside a range. We said last week we're looking for price to come up to the top of the range and possibly look for opportunities to sell. At the present moment in time, I don't see any opportunities to do anything with Aussie USD, so I'm going to leave this alone, but I am certainly paying attention to the daily time frame. Now you can see here, while we do have resistance left-hand side, you can see that this candle here, waiting for this candle to close, seeing where it does close, maybe we get opportunities to sell at the top of this range. We're marking off areas like this on the left. We've got areas like that over there, and a few other levels of resistance as well. Also a monthly M3. Presently, though, not much going on here. I'm going to wait for some more information on the daily time frame. If we take a look at the euro dollar, you can see there on the daily time frame, still sitting in this range. Last week, we spoke about price making a higher high, coming down for a higher low, and spotting that opportunity to take a long. And you can see there that setup taking place over there, coming off this 4-hour 21. Now, in terms of Quant-in-a-Box, euro dollar currently neutral. Okay. Aussie dollar USD coming through the sell, technically not bearish, but still fundamentally bearish. Pound dollar, strong sell. We'll take a look at that in a moment. USD CAD is a strong buy, and Kiwi dollar is neutral. So looking at our dollar pairs, euro dollar currently technically bullish. Okay. Looking for an opportunity to sell this, paying attention to things like this. Not right now yet. We have to wait for the daily candle to close there, but could be interesting as we head into the next couple of days. So I'm going to continue paying attention to euro dollar and seeing if I can exercise my view on seasonality as we go into January. Taking a look at the pound dollar, we spoke about last week, we spoke about price coming off this resistance over here, or potentially the H421. The setup did not present bearishness to us. Taking a look at the M15 chart, you can see here last week, we did not get that lower low, lower high. Price still sitting down here, still moving higher. I'm okay with that. Again, if price can move higher, that's fantastic. Close at some resistance and then look for opportunities to sell. You can see right now price sitting at this support over here, but also sitting at this resistance. Very, very small consolidation going on over there. Okay, you can see it on the H4 time frame. So I'm not going to do anything with this. I'm certainly not buying this right now. You can see fundamentally pound dollar is currently bearish, but technically that's not showing us any indication to sell just yet. So what I'd love to see is I'd love to see pound dollar come up a bit higher. Wouldn't it be nice if price could close at a resistance level? We could then find an opportunity to sell this. At the moment, I'm going to wait for that to take place. In terms of the Kiwi dollar, you can see here yesterday price coming down. It's the support left-hand side. Not looking to buy this. Again, based on Quant-in-a-Box, we've got neutral. So everything else showing dollar strength. So I'm not going to buy the Kiwi dollar, but I am aware of the fact that right now price is at support on the daily. I'd like to see price come up to resistance on the daily and then look for opportunities to sell. I'll leave that alone for now. Then taking a look at the USD CAD, coming through the strong buy on Quant-in-a-Box. You can see price breaking the support over here, price now coming down here. Take a look at this daily candle. You can see the bottom of the range at the moment. Though I'm not seeing price closing at any role reversals. We have got this support left-hand side. You can see there, that was actually the 4 p.m. candle from yesterday. So can't do much with that today. However, what if we got something like this? Okay, I'm going to wait for that setup though. I'd like to see, you can see their price on the daily time frame is sitting at the bottom of that range. So from an H4 perspective, can we get price coming down, closing at support, and then potentially moving up? Still waiting for a setup on this currency pair. Currently at a weekly profit-taking zone. Okay, that's great. But be aware of the fact that as price is sitting at this resistance and also sitting at this support, we're currently stuck between those two places. So what I'd like to see a higher high, higher low to confirm we've broken out of this range. And if we break down lower, I'll leave that alone. Okay. So waiting on setups for USD CAD as well. And that's pretty much my plan across the majority of currency pairs, is waiting for setups as we head into the new year. So far as the yens are concerned, I'm very happy with the move up. We've been waiting for this. I said last week, I'm waiting for price to indicate a bearish trend, and would be quite nice if we can come up to this resistance without making a higher low on our way there, close that resistance, and perhaps have the opportunity to continue selling this into the new year. We have still got a bit of distance to go. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, you can see we've broken through 21 and 55. Price indicating that stop making lower lows down here. I would like to see price turning neutral. You can see price is broken out of this range. We've got resistance up there. Okay, so I'd like to see where this candle closes at the end of today. From a fundamental perspective on the Aussie yen, you can see here neutral, CAD yen coming through neutral, Euro yen coming through neutral, pound yen coming through neutral, and Kiwi yen coming through neutral. Of course, seasonality going into January, perhaps we could also see some risk off on the yen pairs, which is why I'm waiting for these setups on the yen pairs. Taking a look at the CAD yen, same plan, okay? You can see here. So I'll wait for the daily close on today's candle, see where we are tomorrow. Taking a look at the Euro yen. Euro yen's broken through this resistance. Okay. We haven't tested that level of support. We got this resistance up here, higher up. Okay. So also paying attention to the close of the daily candle on Euro yen. And that's pretty much the theme across all of the yen pairs at the moment. Pound yen not moving as high as the other pairs, but we got resistance left-hand side. and more resistance much higher up, okay? So again, not going to do anything with that. Of course, the H4 time frame not showing bearishness at all, okay? And then Kiwi Yen, very much the same story. So yen pairs, I'm waiting for setups. Dollar pairs, I'm waiting for setups. So far as our CAD pairs are concerned, take a look at your CAD Swissy. Okay, prices come up off of monthly M1. Now, of course, you've also got the bottom of the range. If you look over there, currently at the bottom of the range on CAD Swissy. Price coming up to this daily 21. The fact that we're at the bottom of the range, not very keen on selling down here. From H4 perspective, we broke out of this range down here. We have not returned back to the top of this resistance to make a higher low. We remain up here, which is strange. Would have been nice for price to have come broken out of here, pulled back down into the support, and then give us an opportunity to buy. Maybe that's still going to happen. Okay. My view is, though, that because we're at the bottom of the range and price is currently at or in position for profit taking, well, it was a few days ago, I'm not very keen to sell long-term down here. So I'd like to see how price sets up. In terms of CAD Swissy on Quant-in-a-Box, let's take a look over here. Currently coming through neutral, okay? So for our other CAD pairs, taking a look at EuroCAD, you can see here price coming off this profit-taking zone. Wouldn't it be nice if we can get a daily close at resistance later today? So I'll wait for the daily close on EuroCAD. Alternatively, if price came all the way back up and double topped, wouldn't that be nice as well? Perhaps an opportunity there for some longer term bearishness, okay? EuroCAD coming through Quant-in-a-Box. Let's take a look and see over here. We've got a neutral bias, okay? That's cool. Then taking a look at KiwiCAD. All right, we came all the way down and we didn't make a double top on this. All right. We've got this 4-hour 21. We've got price over here. Price currently out of position for a sell. Looking at the daily time frame, you can see here prices come down respect to this M3 pivot. If we look left-hand side, you can see price closing at this support on the left-hand side over here. Breaking it ever so slightly, but still currently at a support level. Not looking for a buy, okay? Would be quite keen to exercise some profit taking on this. Once again, you know, no double top. Would be nice to see a lower high on this or a double top. So in terms of how a lower high would present itself, we'll have to see how today's candle, the candles in the coming days close, but potentially some profit taking, price coming down, price pulling back up for a lower high, finding some resistance, and then price heading down of further profit taking. So again, setting things up, paying attention to price as it sets up over the following days, not really doing anything right now, just being patient and waiting to see if we can get some setups on, in some cases, some profit taking. In other cases, potentially some risk off going into the new year, specifically dollar strength. And that just ties into seasonality and maybe yen pairs following that same seasonality. But until then, just waiting patiently. It'd be nice if you look at the yen pairs, as you know, I've been discussing this for quite some time. Wouldn't it be nice if we could get into some pairs, some trades, some trading opportunities where price comes up to resistance, we get to sell a lower high and take that all the way down for quite a significant number of months into the new year, okay? And that would be following on from potential BOJ action in the coming year. On the dollar pairs, also going into January, selling high and taking this lower down as we go into January and further Fed action for next year. It might be something that lasts for a week. It might be something that lasts for a month. We're not too sure. But one thing is for sure, if you've paid attention to dollar pairs in January over the last 20 years, you will recognize that a lot of the time we tend to get dollar strength. Now, in some cases, it lasts for a year. Then you get false rallies. Price comes up, price goes down. But in some cases, it can last for a bit longer than that. So we'll have to see what sets up for us and if we actually do get the bearishness we're looking for. Okay. So that's what I'm watching. That's what I'm paying attention to. In terms of news today, another feature on Quant-in-a-Box, which is very, very nice. Taking a look at news, you can see here just for today, we've got some euro news and some dollar news, high and medium. Okay, so pretty quiet otherwise. That's my view on the market. I hope that you have a good day. Remember, stay patient, stay disciplined, stay liquid. I'll see you guys tomorrow.